One more time. Okay, hey everybody, Graz here from the GKBC. You might not know this, but this is take 4. We're having some difficulties with the technology, the filmer, the filmee, and some cats. So, yay to a family channel. I am here to do Chapter 3, Section 4 of Thirsty Mermaids by Kat Leyh, and my buddy read along with Tad at Tad Reads Books and Stuff, channel linked below. Before I get into that, I'm going to talk a little bit about my other big project that I'm a part of. I'm a co-host for the Supersized Summer Big Book Challenge, where you're supposed to read at least one book over 800 pages between June 21st and September 21st, summer. It is co-hosted by myself and Liv Riomer, also channel link below, and it is hosted by Kim / Kat at the Paper Traveler, and her channel will be linked below as well. My update is I've been reading mostly The Luminaries. This is going slower than I anticipated when I said I was going to read all 5 of my big books, so I'll do my best. But this is the one I've been reading the most, and I am I'm through page 610 of 834 in this, and the group read that we're doing here with me, AJ, the Grozmother, and the daughter of Gone with the Wind, I am through page 187 of like 1400. So that's going well. And if you want to join, it's not too late. It's never too late until it's September 21st. And even that day might not be too late if you think you can read 800 pages in one day. Good luck. I haven't done that this year, and I read a lot. But anyway, not saying you can't. Prove me wrong, everybody. Chapter a day, right? I'm all over the place. I'd also like to say that I've been taking forever on my Hyperion review from last month, which was a buddy read with Tad and Kim. But it is written, and I will film that tonight or tomorrow, and it will go out tomorrow, which would be July 19th. Which is, by the way, the Grozmother's birthday. So that's kind of exciting. But anyway, Thirsty Mermaids. So chapter 3 starts out with Ease, our sea witch, trying on her own out in the city, trying to walk while people like rollerblade past her and run past her, and she says, really, are these things, talking about her feet, are these things not difficult enough without putting wheels on them? She's so adorable, and she's like trembling and stuff, and she's looking for aids, like helping aids to help her find the spell that will turn her, Stone, and Pearl back into mermaids. And she's going to all these shops and stuff, and she ends up with herbs that she's burning that are supposed to help her make spells. I'm not real sure what it is, but it sounds like drugs to me. Tad, maybe you know more about that. Just kidding. If you watched his Truth or Dare video, you'd understand. Tad's done some living. And hopefully I didn't offend him with any insinuations. I know, I can't stop putting my foot in it. At least this time it's not cancel culture, hey? Until now. But, so, then now we have to meet Vivi's sister, who is very suspicious of the mermaids. And the sister takes Ease on a walk to find out what the scam is. And they walk across a farmer market. And Ease runs up and she says, "What, are these fish for sale, or are these fish or people just bragging or whatever?" And the sister, I think her name's Angel, says, "No, these are all for sale." And Ease talks to this one vendor about a fish that she doesn't know the name of. And she's like imitating it with her body. And the vendor goes behind the thing and says, "I'll be right back." And she comes back with this great big long eel thing, And he goes, yeah, that's it. And she grabs it and she just scarfs it down raw from head to tail. It's kind of gross. And Angel has to pay for it, which is hilarious. And she says, wow, do you usually eat like that? And he says, well, normally it's a lot faster, but you humans have such dull teeth. I don't know how you eat as much as you do. So Angel starts to get an idea of what Vivi's going through. And then Pearl and Tooth are still trying to find jobs. And they're at the bar talking to Vivi, and in comes this big bruiser, this great big monster dude who is screaming about somebody stole his credit card and maxed the bill out at the bar. And it just happens to be the card that Tooth had, because they stole his clothes. And he notices that she's wearing his clothes, and he's like, you maxed out my card. And he punches her right in the face. And she fights back, and Vivi says, man, how do we get him to stop? And Pearl tells her, well, Tooth is just having fun. If you want her to stop, just tell her to stop. She's just playing with that guy. And so Vivi says, Tooth, stop fighting. Oh, all right. And she stops immediately, ducks a punch, and ties the guy up. Picks him up, throws him over her shoulder, says, now what do you want me to do with him? And then, of course, the bouncer shows up and knocks her down, and they're in the alleyway. The guy and Tooth that just got into this big knockdown, they're in the alleyway sharing a bottle, talking about things. And then this other dude walks up to Tooth and gives her a job as a bouncer at his bar. So then there's a makeover for her, and it's kind of funny to see Tooth in makeup. Before all that, though, I forgot something. Tooth and Pearl think that they found other mermaids. So they go and grab Ease, and they're like, how did you guys become people? I mean, can you show us how to get back to being mermaids? And it turns out that they are mermaids at another place, kind of like a strip club, where they just put a fake tail on and swim. So, bust. But, so now it's just basically Ease is still trying to find a counter spell. Tooth has a job as a bouncer. And Pearl is trying to find a job. Oh, I forgot. While Ease was looking for herbs and stuff at the beginning, she came across a fire eater street performer. And she's freaking out because the guy's blowing fire all over. And it's just hilarious watching her freak out at the world. And then when Vivi and Angel come into Vivi's apartment and Ease is cooking these herbs, the smoke detector goes off. And Ease falls off the table and is screeching about that. What's that noise? And then Tooth and Pearl run in and, are we under attack? And then there's a really sweet moment where they find out that Angel is Vivi's sister, and Tooth walks up to her and says, you are part of Vivi's pod. Anything you need, we'll help you. So that was pretty sweet. They're the same pod now. But anyway, that's chapter 3, which is technically section 4 because there was an introduction of Thirsty Mermaids. And if it seems like I'm talking about it more, this section was about double all the other ones. Most of the sections have been 20 pages, and this was over 40. So had a little bit more meat to it, even though there wasn't as much dialogue, but it was still fun, and the artwork is still... I honestly feel like Kat Leyh, the artist, who, the author and artist, I have a feeling, I think that she likes Ease the best, because Ease is the more fleshed out of the bunch, kind of, with her body language and how hard she is getting used to the land and whatnot. So I kind of feel like that's her favorite character while she's writing it. I don't know. I haven't watched Tad's video yet. It went out this morning on this is the 18th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after I get done taping this, I'm gonna go watch that. But because I don't want, I always save his for after mine, or I don't watch his first because I don't want it to influence me. But I can't wait to see what he says about this section. In my opinion, this section actually got better than the last couple. So here's hoping. And the section was called "Let's Break Some Shit," so or something like that. It's yeah, it's a good book. It's a fun graphic novel experience. But that's what I got for you today. Yeah, that'll do for today. And look out for Hyperion finally tomorrow from me. And like I said, all the channels I mentioned will be linked below. And I guess until next time, read more.